Hello, everybody. You'll never guess where we are. You got it. We're at Chef Brad's, and we're going to do our cooking class today. And we're cooking one of my mother's favorite recipes, which was mine, of course, called Jay's Einstein salad. And it all started, and a few of the things that that we put together. The reason why it was called Einstein salad is because Mother said there's enzymes in the beans, in the bean sprouts. So I thought, you mean there's Einsteins in the bean? You know, that was a big joke. So she thought it was funny, so she called it Jay's Einstein salad. So this is going to be so fun, and you're going to watch us try to cook today. And I saw these 2 carrots, and I thought drumsticks immediately. So I'm going to.
Do you all remember Chef Brad from when we just lemonade? We did gourmet lemonade.
Yeah. It's good to be here again with you all and with Jay and Karen. We're not just doing the Einstein salad. We actually are going to show you and do 3 recipes out of the Osmond Family Cookbook.
3 of them.
3 of them. Well, we've already have 1 prepared, but we're going to talk about it. But we're going to do another one. So I love the fact that I was reading his mom's recipes, and I read a lot of recipe books, and I could tell what date they came from.
Yeah.
Just by the ingredients of the recipe and the way they do it. So we're going to kind of modernize one of them, which I'm excited to see Jay's reaction when we take one of his mom's recipes.
This is going to be so fun.
And modify it. We're going to use exactly the ingredients she called for.
Yeah.
But we're going to take it from a stovetop recipe to an Instant Pot pressure cooker recipe.
So let us be serious.
It's already started.
Hey, I also want to. Hey, I'm funny, but looks aren't everything. Okay, I want you to know. John, I want you to meet John. This is Johnny. Come over here, buddy. He's going to be our tester. So if it's bad, he tests it first.
That's right.
Yeah.
Who remembers John from our trip to Ephraim with visiting the baby sheep?
That's right. You remember Johnny then, and so
let me explain the rules about a tester, though, John. Okay, there's rules about a tester. It's all in a facial expression. So we're going to be watching your face when you taste this food, and they're going to know by your expression.
That's right.
How good it is. So there's a lot of pressure on it.
It's either the rise of the eyebrows or the gag.
Okay, there you go. We're going to watch for that one.
If it's bad, it's acting. Okay. If it's good, it's wonderful. But it'll always be great with Chef Brad. So this guy can turn anything into greatness.
That's why I came along, because I heard how wonderful the food is.
Oh yeah. Oh well, it's Chef Brad. It's amazing. So you have everybody's out there. Everybody's a fan of Chef Brad. But I want you to know that this is my 2nd time. Well, how many times have I cooked, really? I mean, I've been a sous chef. What was it, right? And I love chopping, and this would be my 2nd time cooking class. So this would be so
Brad,
cool.
real quick, if they want to access, I don't need to. If they want to access your cooking classes or your website, can you tell them real quick at the first year?
Okay, so if you want to access my cooking classes, just go to one word, chefbrad.com, and the classes are there. And this is what we're going to do for you. So the recipes we're doing on here, I'm going to create a blog on my website with these recipes, telling the story about being here, and we'll have the recipes printed. They're going to put a link to that blog on their website next week.
Yes.
And so then that way you guys can go to the recipes, all 3 of them, and try them out. They're really going to be fun, so you'll love it.
It's good. So then, so Jay's Facebook, Awesome Connection.
I'll put that link.
We'll put a link.
Okay, the link will be up there. So you guys will get the recipes. It's nothing more frustrating than to watch a class and seeing the food and not having the recipe. So you will have the recipe next week on the website.
Okay, I got to tell you one thing. This is so funny. Can you hold this close up so they can see it? Chef Brad does this little funny thing with his radishes. Look
He's
at this.
made a little mouse. See the tail? It's like, isn't that cute?
What did you put in there for eyes?
How did you?
So the eyes are little closed, and we're gonna actually at the very end of the class we're gonna teach Jay how to do this. This is gonna be his ultimate culinary experience, how to garnish the plate. But we've got to do the plate first, and then we're gonna garnish it with these adorable little radish mouses.
I love it. And you know what? It's really fun. What you said last time, it was really made an impact. You know what? There's nothing more fun than to see people gather and cook together. It just brings out the funness, the socialness of people, and I have never had more fun than just doing this kind of stuff. And anyway, so
John, there's a chair right
oh
over
yeah,
there.
just put a chair right there. And
Okay.
so, okay,
So,
are we
so
ready?
we need to get started. You
Okay.
might want to move the camera over here a little bit, just turn
I
it a
can
little
do
bit for us.
Maybe kind of like this corner here.
Yeah, right here. So we're gonna be cooking in the electric pressure cooker. Come over here.
Okay, so.
Is that good? Is that a good shot?
Yeah, there we go.
It's an electric pressure cooker.
Or an Instapot?
Or an Instapot, yeah.
Yeah.
And these are really trendy and popular and for a reason. Now some of you are probably thinking, pressure cooker, oh my goodness, how can I do that? And your mom probably lived in the age where they were scary. Do you remember
Oh,
that,
yeah.
that sound growing up?
Yes, I
Oh my
do.
goodness, I was terrified of it.
Yeah.
My mom, I was terrified of it.
Yeah, you think it was gonna explode?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but today's pressure cookers are so safe they'll never explode. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna turn on the pressure cooker.
Can you see it? Yeah.
We know we're gonna cook this. We know we're gonna cook it for like, we'll just go 14 minutes, okay?
14 minutes. Okay.
Now, this recipe normally took Olive Osmond about an hour to do, okay? And we're gonna do it in about 14 minutes. So we're gonna put some oil in our pressure cooker,
What kind of oil is that?
olive oil, like
Olive
your
oil.
mother said.
Mother olive oil.
Uh-huh.
That should be easy to remember.
And then we're gonna chop up, and I love little gadgets. This is just a little fun little chopper here that makes it so easy. I wanted to make it easy for Jay because I wasn't quite sure about him handling a knife. I was a little worried about that.
I swear. You
So-
know what my boys told you about me then.
No, well, I just, you have to be safe. So I'm gonna use the knife,
Oh,
and
oh,
let you use the chopper.
I'll use the
Jay's
chopper.
great with a knife.
Okay,
I
so,
better.
so just, and with this chopper, if you can see this, we just take the onion and set it right in the chopper.
Okay.
And then,
And just push it down, huh?
and then just kind of with a hard push.
Got it.
There you go. Is that
Oh,
beautiful?
man, that's
Yeah. Okay. Other half.
Nice.
Because your mother's recipe called for a cup,
So, okay, so you chop, okay, how many, 2 onions?
about 2 onions.
Okay. Okay,
There we go.
2 onions in the chop.
And then it called for 1 bell pepper.
So take these middle things
Yeah,
out.
we'll just take the middle things out, and then there again, just take those.
Okay, now you're cutting those in
Just
4s.
put one on there, and then just chop it really hard.
Okay, so, okay. So you've taken 2
So you
peppers,
kind of
right?
put it like there, just like, yeah, there you go.
That's it, okay.
This is so easy. Look at this face. I'm gonna hire you my personal chopper. Isn't that little gadget nice? Gadgets are nice to have.
Where did you get this?
Just on Amazon, and they sell all over.
Oh, what?
Can you see you both?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so into this. I almost forgot where I was here for a second.
Okay, now we're just gonna take our chopped onions
Okay, look at that. See that?
and put those in there.
That's a really cool gadget.
Is that great?
Oh, I'm gonna get one of those.
So we're just gonna saute the onions.
Okay.
Okay, so
Now, what does saute mean? I've always heard that word. Like, what does saute mean?
well, we could use a different word like burn onions.
Oh,
Yeah,
What
so
does that mean? Just stir?
it's just kind of stir and the heat, just to kind of, we want to make the onions bring out the flavor of the onions and the pepper.
Okay.
So we're just gonna start the cooking process.
Okay.
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 Okay, so then the one thing we're gonna do different about this recipe is in your mother's original recipe,
Uh-huh.
she would cook the chicken and then
She would cook this first
no, she would cook it with the peppers and the onion.
with this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then she would add the flour and everything later. We're gonna do it a little bit different in the pressure cooker.
Okay.
So we're gonna we have some whole grain flour here, and we're gonna take and put, your mother said, 3
Heaping spoons
tablespoons
of
of paprika.
paprika.
And this is a
Gotcha.
sweet, I always wonder where my spoons go.
You know.
I just found a spoon in my. Sorry, I can't find.
Okay, so
Okay, so then we want to add some, your mom said about a teaspoon of salt and about a half a teaspoon of pepper.
yeah, but this salt is not your normal salt.
It's like a Himalayan salt. It's just a healthy good salt for you.
I'll take that with a grain of salt.
There you go. Okay. Karen, how do you put up with that?
It's hard, Brad.
I bet it is. Okay, so we kind of, mix the flour together with the paprika.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
that's lovely. Isn't
oh,
it? I
that's
love it.
really
You know
good.
what's going to be amazing?
Really good.
You can cook this on the stove top, but when you cook in a pressure cooker, it forces the flavors to come out. So that's what pressure is. That's why foods in the pressure cooker
That's
taste
why,
better.
you know what? That was one of my questions. Why a pressure cooker? What are the
It cooks faster. So
Faster.
this what your mom cooked in about an hour. We're gonna do it in 14 minutes.
Wow. Wow.
And the chicken's gonna be fall apart tender. It's gonna be
Oh, fantastic.
and the flavors are gonna be so intense. It's gonna bring out the onion and the peppers and the paprika. It's gonna be fantastic.
Okay.
Okay.
All righty.
Okay, so let's just kind of push those
This is
onions
fun.
aside a little bit. Okay, so now
Okay.
I'll get my hands dirty. So we're just gonna.
I washed mine really good before we got
Okay,
here.
so we're just gonna dredge this in here.
You just watched it a
And put
minute
it-
ago.
I washed it 1 minute ago. Yeah.
We're just gonna dredge the chicken in the paprika and put it in the bottom of the pan.
Okay. Now, how many times do you dredge this?
Just till it's nice and coated. And then just put it right here, and there's a space for you right there in the bottom of the pan.
Okay. And how many pieces do we put in?
We're gonna do it all.
Oh, all of them.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're gonna
gotcha.
do them all. I mean, didn't your mom cook for a big family?
Well,
Yeah,
there was
show.
11 of us
I want to
that she
show,
always
that.
cooked for.
Can you
11.
point that? Is that good?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Can
That's
they see
beautiful.
that?
Crumb it a little bit. Don't go back that way just a little bit. There we go. Okay, there you
Oh,
go.
Can you all see what's
Okay,
going on
and
in
so I'm
there?
putting the chicken on the bottom and covering it up with the peppers.
Fantastic.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna worry about the oil or anything in there. The pressure cooker is gonna bring out all the moisture of the chicken. So
Okay, all right, good. Is that good enough?
that's beautiful. That's
Okay.
beautiful.
Okay.
That's lovely.
Okay, good.
Okay.
That paprika stuff is unbelievable.
You know, as I was going over Olive's recipes, I could just picture her, you know, just cooking for this big family, and I can just picture her from what your other family members have told me of her just having so much love about what she was doing.
Oh, and just always,
You know,
sing,
just- yeah.
always had a little tune that she was singing when she was cooking. She loved, that's why she, recipes, and she wanted to always try something different. And
Something, yeah, and you know, that is a challenge to please a big family like that.
oh,
Because
she was amazing.
especially, I kind of noticed with all your brothers and stuff, you all have pretty strong personalities.
We don't.
And you know, I mean, and that's a good thing, but
Yeah,
I
we
can
do
imagine though, as a mother trying to feed that big family
Yeah.
and in her mind wanting to make them healthy too.
Yes. Oh, she was always helping. Yes, I know. And she had a lot of. I don't know how she did it, to be honest. I don't know how she did everything. She was not only cooking and washing dishes, but doing paperwork and doing chores and always positive. I've never seen anybody like that in my life. And I told you last time, I think we were here, that she would always let me pound next to her. And while she was doing everything else, I was just pounding away on the pans, pots
When
and
he was
pans.
like 1 or 2 years
And
old.
she would just love it. She'd sing
I
along.
was wondering how long he was going to dredge that last piece of chicken. Like, how long is that going to go on? That last piece is really dredged.
Was stretched in about 20 times.
Okay.
See, that's the
Flavor.
thing.
Now, what are you doing now? Look, he's
So
doing some of
I'm
that
taking
batter.
this flour and putting it over the top.
Yeah.
Because what it's going to do is it's going to naturally thicken it. Okay. Because your mom, she did a flour afterwards to thicken it in the pan in her recipe.
Oh,
But we're putting the flour in here now because this is going to naturally thicken it.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. So yeah, do a little extra.
So and you know, when we do the blog thing, we'll show the original recipe on there.
Okay.
Okay. And then we'll show what I did to it.
Okay,
To kind
perfect.
of
Oh,
update it. Okay.
good. Okay, I
Okay,
like that.
so now, and you know what, I think there's enough liquid in there, but I'm just gonna put in like just a splash of water to make sure.
Now, how do you know that? How do you know if it's too much or?
Well, we're gonna put it, let's just tell, all the recipe, I'm gonna put in a half a cup of water.
Okay, just a half a cup.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
That'll be enough,
Okay.
because this pressure is gonna bring all the moisture out. When you open up, you're gonna be surprised all the liquid in there. You just
Really?
put a half a cup, and you're gonna be surprised, it's gonna all be there, it's gonna be just drenched, and it's
So the
beautiful,
moisture out of the
soft.
chicken is gonna come
It's
out.
gonna come out, and it's gonna be, yeah,
Fantastic.
okay, there we go.
Fantastic. Okay.
There
Now
we
we're
go.
gonna go that for 14 minutes.
For
Right?
14 minutes, yeah, in 14 minutes, after the pressure comes up. So right now it's just getting hot.
Okay.
It's just getting hot. So we're just gonna let it go. The pressure, when the pressure comes up on these, a little button pops up on the top and you won't be able to open it when the pressure's up. So it's totally safe. It's not like your husband is to say, what's for dinner, and open it up and blow up. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. The old ones were terrible. My mother, this is kind of a funny story, but I didn't realize it till I got older.
Yeah.
That my mother sacrificed us. Because our kitchen was right, her bedroom was right off the kitchen, and it had a big window that opened up to the back in her bedroom, right?
Yeah.
And the pressure cooker would be going on the stove.
Yeah.
She was right there by the kitchen. What did she do? She screamed out the window for one of us to come in and turn off the pressure cooker. And so, and I remember this. I remember walking in the house, dropping to my knees, crawling over the pressure cooker, turning the gas off, and running before it blew up. Those were scary days. And it did blow up once. That's why we were all terrified. There were beans all over the whole house.
Serious.
Seriously.
Oh, my
That's why people are
I
afraid of
remember
pressure
those
cookers.
old things that mother used to. I mean, it was really
Talk about
fun.
enzymes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. Those were scary days. But today's pressure cookers, you guys, they are so safe. And if you don't own one, you really, that's one of the things I think everyone should have in their home is a pressure cooker.
And a chopper.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta get a chopper.
After all my chef Brad classes, I have like 5 pressure cookers.
Oh,
All the
So
size.
do you have an electric? Karen, do you have an
I
electric?
do. I bought for last Christmas, I bought an Instapot just at Walmart.
Okay, wash your hands. Okay, yeah.
And I haven't used it and just started using it and I really like it.
Okay, so
Okay.
So sure, Brad, tell them, like, you have so many recipes. Tell them again where they can go on to find your recipes and what your shows and your classes.
So yeah, just go to chefbrad.com. All of our
Chefbrad.com.
recipes there. We have virtual cooking classes we do twice a week.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about it is no matter where you are in the world, you can tune into the cooking
Yeah.
class. It's great.
That's right.
So we're gonna show you another recipe and this recipe, honestly, I have to tell you, anytime I do a bread recipe, it
Yeah.
touches my heart deeply. Because one of my fondest memories of my mother is her homemade bread. I'm sure that's the
And
same.
mine too.
Same, although two different worlds here. Your mother was a little more health conscious than my mother. My mother made what we call good old white bread.
Oh,
It was
white
good.
bread.
White flour made with Crisco and sugar.
Mine was always sweet, yeah.
And his mother's bread is made with, what is it,
Whole wheat. It was all.
Where's, here, could you have me
Oh,
do
yeah,
this?
this
Is
one.
yeah, this one right here.
Okay.
His mother recipe, it's a 7-grain bread.
7 grain.
So it has fresh ground whole wheat, triticale, which is like a rye in a wheat blend, rye, millet, barley, yellow corn, and brown rice. And you know, millet is perfect protein.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a great combination. So what his mother would do is she would take all these grains, grind them up in her grain mill. That's a very Mormon thing. I'm sorry, having a grain mill.
That's right. It's
My mom didn't have one. That's why we ate white flour. But anyway, she would grind those up, and then she would use honey and molasses and salt and olive oil and make this beautiful bread.
Yeah.
And so, and I know his mother probably made this bread by hand.
Yeah. Oh,
And
everything was like, yeah.
Yeah, and back then when they made the bread by hand, because I saw in here, she says, you knead it. So you're gonna knead it by hand for a good while, then you're gonna let it rise, and then you're gonna punch it down, and then you're gonna put it in a bread pan and let it rise again. That was probably a 2 to 3 hour process.
Yeah.
With today's mixers, and I'm using a Wonder Mix. Do you have a good mixer?
I do.
Yeah, okay, a Wonder Mix or
I got it from
Bosch.
Chef Brad.
Yeah, if you have a good mixer like that, this recipe, I literally did this recipe in 1 hour this morning.
Wow.
Start to
You're
finish.
almost
You made
1
that this
hour?
morning?
1 hour, and this is the bread. I'll just show you.
Look at this. In 1
Out of this recipe, I got 5 loaves of bread. Look at those. They're beautiful. They're beautiful.
Who doesn't love wonderful?
Who doesn't love homemade bread?
Oh gosh.
And you know, and I'm sure your mother knew this, but homemade bread makes any meal a gourmet experience.
Yes, yes.
And so now here's a true test.
Okay.
This is Jay's mother's recipe, and
And you're
I
gonna,
made it exactly how it's supposed to be made.
okay. This is the ingredients that Mother had. All this. Now, where can they find Mother's recipe?
Brad's
We're gonna
post
put it,
it.
we're gonna,
You're gonna post that.
oh, look at the texture.
Look at that.
Oh, I'm happy. happy. It's beautiful. So we're just gonna cut it in half here. Actually, we'll cut it in 4 pieces here. And
Come
my
on, Tester. Can you? Oh, this is
now remember, Tester, what we told you. It's all about the vision.
It looks just like my mom's.
Yeah, you get in
From
here.
years ago.
Does your mom make bread too, John?
Yes, she did. I think a lot.
Carla makes bread?
She did. She's a real homemaker, but I think the more modern we get, the less we get away from this. And oh yeah.
I need like a whole loaf and a pot of butter, right?
Oh.
Sit in the
Oh,
corner.
yeah. Now they're watching it,
That's
John.
really good.
Well, they're watching your face expression.
Oh, wow, this is really good.
I think
I
it's
know.
an A+.
And I know you weren't acting on that one.
No, this is
Okay, I'm
really
gonna
good.
try.
And my mind just taking me back to my childhood. Is all.
Oh, you know what? I have to say something about this recipe though.
Mm.
Normally, and I love the fact that your mother, when I grew up, I hated whole grain recipes because a lot of the people, when they made whole grain, it was 100% whole grain. But I love how your mother, she had the whole grains in there, but then she used white flour, enough white flour to make it a really good bread.
That's why this does taste a lot different. It is. It's really a good bread. It tastes more like white bread.
And what is
Well,
the
yeah,
price?
the taste is great.
It's like whole wheat is really. It's a real
Yeah,
whole wheat.
heavy and
And this, yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say heavy, and this is a lighter, better taste.
That's the first thing that struck my mind. That's just like.
And
What
white bread.
what does the brown rice flour do, Brad?
Well, all the rice flours just add nutrition.
John, a little bit more.
They all just add nutrition to it. So the brown rice, all of those, when you have a variety of grains like that, each grain has its own family of nutrients, and you're getting a whole new variety when you do it like that. So
That is really delicious.
That is really good bread. I am really surprised.
it is really, really. And you know what I love too? I love how your mouth tastes after you eat it. Think about that for a minute, you guys. Think what you're feeling.
The aftertaste is good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little sweet, a little. It's really, those grains are really nice there. And you have the millet, which is perfect protein. You have the popcorn. I just ground popcorn instead of filled corn because filled corn might be kind of hard to find. Or you can use cornmeal. But corn really adds a great texture to bread too. And this is really, your mother, I have to tell you, I'm always skeptical when I see a whole grain recipe like that because I grew up and most whole grain bread back in the day, if you guys don't remember this, but back in the day, you could probably build a house with it. It was so heavy and dense. And I'm not about those heavy, dense breads. And this is so light and nice. And
You know,
It's
one
really
thing
good.
too about it that I think I like
I'm really
is it's
impressed.
stable, it's sturdy enough to build a sandwich. with.
oh yeah, the texture is
Yeah,
just
it's great for a
beautiful.
sandwich.
Oh, I want everyone to meet Brad's wife. Come
Oh,
over here.
Yes,
Come over here.
please. I was gonna
She
say
is
that.
the sweetest lady.
I'm like, you're not getting away with not being introduced.
This is.
Oh, yeah.
This is my wife, Louise. She always runs the camera for us in our classes. And
She's wonderful. She helps Brad on
Hey Louise, do
everything.
you like that? What do you think?
What do you think, Louise?
Not good.
I was raised on homemade bread too.
Were you really?
I was.
Oh.
Yep. My mother wore the sheen off of the formica with all of her kneading.
Oh, yeah.
There was a corner, a round corner on the
Oh,
corner of
my
the table
goodness.
where she wore
Wow.
off.
I always never could understand the word need because I thought, well, I need bread, but you know, I never could find. But
With a K.
with the K, yeah. But boy, this is so
I have to
good.
say something though. It's even good without butter.
It really is.
Oh, it is.
I love butter on my bread. My family teaches me that I eat bread only so I can have butter.
No, it looks just like the other
That's
bread, but it
seriously,
tastes a
that
lot better.
flavor is
The moment,
amazing.
you know what really is nice that people don't use a lot anymore is molasses.
That's what I'm tasting.
Yeah, I love that molasses. And the way she did it, I love how she did it was half molasses, half honey. So it wasn't that overpowering molasses
A
flavor.
hint of it.
Just a hint of it, and it gives it a kind of a nice dark look. Your mom did good.
Well, I could eat a whole loaf of that, I think.
I think I
No,
will.
these are mine, so thank you. One of the things I love about what Chef Brad does, not only is he fantastic at it, but he makes it fun. And food is fun, and it's a gathering place. It should be fun, and it's you know, especially nowadays when a lot of us are locked down. This kind of a gathering and a fun activity is not only great for families, but for friends. And you bring it, you invite people in. I'll never forget what happened last 2 weeks ago. I think we had our little, was that 3 weeks ago? We did our
4 weeks ago, it was a while back.
it was about a month ago. This is true. I consider myself a social person, basically. But there are times when, when there's brand new people that I don't want to really, I'm not really outgoing for some reason until I get warmed. I have to get warmed up a little bit. And when Brad invited all these people, right? Remember last time?
Yeah.
And I thought, well, this is going to be interesting. And and there was a part of me that says, wow, I wonder how long this is going to be, because no one was, it was kind of not cold, but you know how everybody's distant when at first. Standoffish. By the end of that night, how many friends did we make? Like most of them. Everyone was laughing. We found out about each other's lives. Everybody was joking around. And I thought, this is the perfect activity that everybody needs
To make dinner
to make dinner together. What Brad does, what I love.
No one wanted to leave.
No one wanted to, and we had to leave, unfortunately.
And we sat there, we literally sat after everyone cooked, which took about an hour.
Yeah.
We literally sat there for like 2 hours.
Oh,
Just how often do you ever sit and eat for 2 hours? It never happens. But what happens, and you mentioned it perfectly, is what happened is you felt connected with everybody. And by the
that's the
time you
word I was
left, you just felt like you had new friends, and that's the power of food if we do it right. And you know what? And I know that your mother understood that.
She did.
Yeah, and I know your siblings understand it, because I talked with several of them. And your sister-in-law, Suzanne, she talked about how when the family was around the table, that's when she learned the most about what was going on.
That's
she has how many boys?
8.
8 boys. And she said that's when she learned everything about their life around the dinner table. And taking time to cook, taking time to eat together. And it's kind of a lost art of even families dining together.
It is a lost art.
In America, I think in other countries, they're a little bit better at it. But in America, it's kind of a lost art.
And I think one of the rules that my father insisted, but when I was younger, we didn't have cell phones. But what I insisted on,
cable TV.
He insisted that the TV was off. But what I kind of carried that a little bit further with my kids when we gathered around, that no cell phones, because that's a deterrent.
No iPads.
No iPads. When you're around that table, that means the cell phones go out the window, the TV shuts off, no radio playing. All you do is talk and get to know each other. And I think that, like you said, it's a lost art, because and sadly, this is what's happening in families today. They'll sit around and talk, and they'll look at their iPhones or read the newspaper, or things like that. I go, hey, you're here to connect. I bet you have tons of stories.
So watch the next time. Be aware, you guys. Next time you go out to eat dinner, just look around at what's going on around you. You see these young couples, and they're not even talking. They're just on their phones. The other day, I went in somewhere, and there was a whole family. I took my son out to lunch. And we sat down, and there was a family right next to us, and not one word of conversation. The mother, the father, the children, all were on their cell phones.
Wow.
Doing I don't know what, but they weren't conversing. It was supposed to be time together, but they weren't conversing. It was and so we have to just get back. If we want connection, we have to get back to the basics, which is taking the time to cook together and eat together without the distractions. I love that. Just love it. Just leaving things behind.
You have to make it a rule, though. You have to say, okay, and if someone brings it up, say, I really appreciate if you put it down.
Well, I have friends that they actually have a basket in their, when people walk in their home, they have a basket, and all cell phones go in the basket.
I love that.
Is that a great idea? Yeah. And I love my cell phone, don't get me wrong, and sometimes I notice, and I don't know if this ever happens to you, does your phone tell you how much time you're on every week?
Yes.
Hers, it can't.
So mine pops up on Sunday morning and tells me. And so every Sunday I just make a new commitment to do it less. Because it's amazing. Like, I spent 5 hours on my cell phone this week, screen time, and it's like, oh my goodness, what could I do with that? I could have made 50 loaves of bread and visited the neighborhood.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you know what I love about it? If people have kids or grandkids, what a great time to find out about them and learn more or if you get, there's problems, there's challenges that are brewing. But what a great time at the table every day. After family prayer, we always talked, and it was the greatest thing that I think my father and mother instilled in us, had the importance of family get-togethers and at the table, whether it was breakfast or lunch or dinner, I don't know, but that was, I think, honestly, if I could put it back, what was connected us most was at the table.
And all is good homemade bread.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that bread is delicious. Okay, we're gonna set the bread aside and we're gonna move
What am I
on.
gonna get for the chop?
We're going there now.
He's ready for the top.
I
We're
want
going
to
there now.
chop.
Okay, so
Okay,
you wanna move we're gonna move over here to the
Jay,
dining table.
I can easily see, come in here, Johnny. I can easily see Jay's cooking show with Chef Jay, and you love it so much. It's just so easy to say. With good home value.
With his sous chef John.
Yeah.
Johnny.
Well, if I could just keep connected to Brad, we gotta do this again. I mean,
We'll have to do it. Yeah, we should
look
make
at those-
this kind
look
of
at
a,
those
we
comments.
should make this kind of, every few months we get together and cook something and just have fun. We could cook something from Paul Hollywood.
Okay.
Yeah,
Paul Hollywood. What do you mean?
cook one of his recipes.
He didn't know he
Don't
is.
you know who Paul Hollywood is?
Oh, it is the author.
The superstar in England with the
Yes,
big American
remember?
British show.
He-
The books that
We
he
eat
has.
at his restaurants.
That's
Does he
Remember?
have a restaurant?
I
Yeah.
sure thought he did.
Well, those are the books you have from
I
Paul
thought he
Hollywood.
had.
Yes.
Oh my
London.
goodness. Oh,
Everybody
I
in
could
Europe
be
knows.
They all know who Paul Hollywood
Oh, of
is.
course they know.
He is amazing. I have his book and I actually have been so inspired doing some of his recipes and
Yeah.
watching that show. So we'll have to do a show sometime and do a Paul Hollywood.
Okay, I've got, that sounds good.
Okay, we're gonna move over
Now,
here.
can I make one? I need you to promise me one thing. Everybody loves homemade ice cream. Now, I know that's not on my diet. Okay, but we gotta make homemade ice cream too.
One of these.
One of
times,
these days.
Maybe in the summer.
Okay, I want to tell you something about this kind of funny story about homemade ice cream. I was traveling a few years ago and I came home and I noticed that my wife had bought
Hey.
a compressor and a nail gun and all this. She's a great carpenter. She remodels our house, right? And I thought, oh my goodness, what is she doing? Spending all this money. So you know what I did? I went out and bought me a $300 ice cream maker. I make the best ice cream. Oh my goodness.
We're gonna have to do this because
One of
that's
my-
the best.
One of my favorites is you take bacon and you fry it and you caramelize it, and then you do a caramel bacon ice cream. Oh,
Wow.
that's
Can't even
salty and that savory, salty and sweet.
Wow.
And then another one is a lavender black peppercorn that is amazing.
Okay, so here's the thing. We're up in Star Valley, Wyoming now, which is beautiful in the summer.
Yeah.
So we'll invite you and Louise up
We'll come up there
Come
and
up
do a
to
class.
Star
of
Valley.
John and Molly.
and we'll
Okay.
do,
And I'll bring
ice cream.
my $300 ice
Yes.
cream machine.
Okay, okay. That's a
And I'll
deal.
bring my compressor.
you and I will do.
That's right.
This is so much fun. I love this.
Okay, we're gonna come over here and we're gonna, here, you step right over here, we're gonna make the salad now. Okay, so now we're gonna make a salad, and I hope you notice the taste I have in bowls. All of you from the UK,
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Mason
what is that?
Cash. This is out of England. Anytime you watch like Downton Abbey or even
Yeah.
the British Baking Show, what do you see?
Mason Cash.
Mason Cash bowls. So I feel pretty special having my own set of Mason. And I've literally had this bowl for 20 years and it's just
Wow.
it's absolutely gorgeous. So.
Wow.
Yeah, we're gonna see the Mason
Okay, so
Cash
now
bowls.
with our
There they are.
chopper here, we are going to create
John,
this
you gotta try.
this beautiful
Yeah, we're
salad.
doing good.
Okay. Okay, so here we go. So, okay,
I'm
so
really useless. I'll just let you take control. Go ahead.
No, you're gonna help me cut.
Oh, okay.
okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna use the chopper again. And your mother in her recipe, she said grated. So I'm assuming you want it smaller. And back in her days, they didn't have these
No.
fancy choppers. Yeah.
Karina, do you know where, didn't mother,
We
she,
have one of those.
but mother, remember all her things? There was a chopper, remember?
Maybe it was one of these.
yeah.
I
kind of-
think it was the, yeah. it's
Stylus.
different,
So this chopper is great. So we're just gonna, and I love using modern technology to make
Yeah.
things easier.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take everything that Olive would have done in the salad, and we're just gonna chop it up really small.
Okay.
We don't need to grate it, but if we want to get them smaller, I'll show you the trick with this. If you want them smaller, okay, you just slice the carrots. You do a really thin slice like that. And then you lay them down like this on there.
Yeah.
And then I just,
Oh.
the carrots are a little bit harder, so you just have to get it. But look at how those are not, and
Little pieces, they're
yeah,
little.
if you want them smaller, just cut it
So
thinner.
kind of thinner and then you want them smaller.
So I'm gonna cut and you just put them on there.
I had to save my finger. I don't think that's part of the recipe.
Yeah, no. Ready?
Oh,
Look how
there you
thin
go.
that
That's
is.
beautiful.
Okay.
And carrots are a little bit harder, so you have to kind of
You push it, you hit it.
hit it and get it a nice little hit.
Almost a
that's it.
percussion instrument.
Okay, John.
Great J.
Hit hard. Yeah, there you
There
go.
you go. No, it's not gonna break. It's sturdy. This thing is really sturdy. Okay.
Okay, Karina, your turn.
No, you men are doing such a good job.
Come on, Karina.
I think it's a masculine art.
Okay,
It's-
so
it's
now-
feminine and masculine. It's for boys and girls.
It's to take out your frustrations.
I'm gonna be out back eating one whole loaf of bread.
Okay. Now, what do I do when something falls on the floor? Now, just just wash it and bring it back.
No, just throw it in
Oh,
the.
you just.
Yeah, there you go.
Jay will pick up stuff off the floor of a train and eat it.
I have a, what was it, 1 minute rule? Now, okay,
One
is there something?
Well,
Is there a problem? Chef Brad, tell me, is there a problem? Because I know a lot of people that are like me. It drops on the floor, I have a 1 minute rule. Is that wrong?
Okay, so it's not wrong in certain circumstances. If you're alone and you don't care about your health, then fine. But if you're feeding people, be really careful about that.
So it's a social.
It's yeah.
Okay, so, okay.
Okay.
Restaurant
Now these are gonna go, you don't have to get so hard. See the difference?
yeah.
Let John feel the difference on that.
Okay, John, come over here.
Oh, yeah, they, a lot softer.
You're not hit that, John.
Yeah, I need to get me one of these.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun.
When's your birthday, John? We'll get you
What
one.
about the rats?
Yeah.
Just sit them upside
Just put them upside, however you want, yeah, just put them on there. They're gonna be a little harder too, so
The rats.
you wanna just chop them nice in there.
Okay. Now there. Okay, John, you hit those.
Minus.
Okay,
We're getting filled up, Joanne.
okay.
That's fun.
It is fun, isn't it? It's
We're
really
taking
fun.
a fun
Aren't
lesson.
these guys like so masculine cooking? They're just like, bam.
But it's a fun, this is like becoming my new hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
I
I
can
like
see.
your new hobby.
See how fun it is?
Hey, you need to take advantage of the big kitchen.
Okay, I'm wondering about celery. Oh my goodness, it even works with celery. There you go, so there's your celery.
Alright.
And celery is such a nice thing to add to salads, because that just little crunchy wetness.
Yeah. Okay, John.
What is that? Is that
Okay, John.
parsnip?
This is a turnip,
Turnip.
A turnip.
and this has been your mother's recipe, so,
Okay.
Okay, this is a turnip.
Skin.
Come on, Jay. I thought you'd be good with a joke there.
A turnip, I'm sitting here in my mind,
I
just
know
trying to,
you were.
my mind like, a turnip, like, how do I turn this up?
I expected the joke to turn up half
Put
of
it like
that.
this.
There you
No,
go.
that's not that.
I made dinner. I expect you all to turn up.
Turnip,
Oh,
oh,
look at that.
Karina came up with the joke. I expect you all to turn up. I love that.
okay, there you go, chop away.
Bam.
Just go, John.
Oh,
I'll do it real fast. Ready, go.
teamwork here.
Teamwork.
Whoa.
A little scary.
This is like that night game.
Yeah, go. Go. Go.
Oh,
Go. Good job.
This is what happens when you get men in the kitchen.
Well, you gotta turn it into a bit. Oh. Ruined our rhythm.
I mean, you gotta get the food out there, you know. It's like prep food.
Now I'm gonna add this variety. Corn, celery and And, hold on.
No, Jay's
Sorry.
mixing it up.
Okay, now I'm mixing it up.
He's mixing.
Okay,
it
now
up.
go, Joe.
Can you imagine how much coffee you'd have to do with the knife?
Hold on, I'm
and all that?
Yes, and
No.
they wouldn't be the right size or anything.
No, I'm
No.
gonna mess up shit.
Ooh, look what Chef Brad has.
Oh, an apple.
So this isn't in the recipe, but I think a little bit of sweetness will be nice.
Yeah.
So just put those on there, and I'm not gonna worry about taking the seeds out. No one's ever died from an apple seed, so. And with everything in the salad, they won't even know they're there.
Right.
So there you go.
Extra crunch. An extra crunch. I like it. Okay, John.
Oh, that's good. I was thinking we're gonna dump that out.
Nope.
Oh, up there a little bit.
It was the piece of.
I know. That's my OCD going in there.
Wow, look how beautiful that is.
Wow, look at that. Can they see that really
And you
good?
can even see like the apple was the last thing put on there.
Karina, put that closer.
I will.
Look at that. Look at how the apple is on there.
Wow.
And then let's just look at that. That's beautiful. So that would really, like you said, John, that would take a long time to chop yourself. Mother Osmond,
Wow,
this
that
is
would
a
have taken
very
me a
healthy
long
salad.
time. That would have taken me a long time.
And they're just the right size of a biting.
Yeah, they're nice. They're not all big or little. They're gonna be consistent.
And I think a
the
lot
same
of
size.
food is the texture and
Yeah.
how it is.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so now we have our fish. And you know what? I went to the grocery store and I'm not an iceberg lettuce eater, but I am certain that's pretty much all your mother had to work with was iceberg lettuce.
I remember a lot of
Yeah,
that.
nowadays we use romaine or spinach or kale, but I'm certain that Mother Osmond, this is what she used.
Yeah.
Because that's what was available back then. So I just take the core out of
So
it,
you hit it, okay, so you took it
Just
and
take
you just whacked it.
whack it down and the core will just pop right out.
Ah,
Pretty
Okay.
cool trick.
And then we're just gonna take this and I don't know how, do you remember how Mother Osmond chopped it up?
I just remember doing a lot of that.
With that big family, you probably went through about, what, 3 heads at a mill or something?
Yes, I'm sure.
So instead of iceberg lettuce, what would you suggest would be the healthier?
You know, I think with everything in here, it's a healthy salad, no matter what lettuce you use. But spinach would be great and romaine lettuce would be really good.
Romaine. I
Yeah,
love,
yeah.
don't we always use romaine, Karina?
Yeah, that's what we.
You know, you know what, I just have to say something about that. Everyone for so long has just said, you know, iceberg lettuce is just devoid of nutrition. It's not good for you. But you know what? Sometimes foods don't have to be good for you. Because who doesn't like that texture of iceberg?
Love that.
Yeah, it's just, and when you put all of this in here,
Oh,
oh my goodness, you're having, so I have a principle that I live by, it's called 80-20. 80% nutrition, 20% whatever it takes to get it down. And this salad is a perfect 80-20 principle salad. She has iceberg lettuce, she has the blue cheese dressing, but look at everything else that's in there. It's just fantastic.
So that eliminates my glazed donuts then.
Well, as long as you have a bowl of oatmeal with the glazed donuts.
I always say that the glazed donuts are good for you to spirit.
I'm gonna have to read it for this.
No,
No, I want you to.
I'm not.
Oh, I want you to be a part, I know, but I want you to be a part of this.
She cooks every day.
I'm so behind the scenes. I'm not.
She is, she's like really shy,
We
not
probably-
shy, but
I'm
she's
not
kind
shy.
of,
We
you're not
probably
shy.
need a bigger bowl for this
I
salad.
might. I used to have these bowls.
Did you grab that
I don't know where
one?
they
This one
went.
here. Look at this honker. Look at this. Look at that, oh, Brad.
We're gonna toss it in this bowl and then we'll put it back in the other bowl to serve it. Okay, and then we have right here the enzymes, they're the Einsteins.
These are the Einsteins, okay, the enzymes,
And then my twist is, you guys all know that I'm known as America's grain guy. I love adding grains, and so this is
Now, what kind is that?
this is red quinoa. And I don't know if you're all familiar with red quinoa. It's actually grown in South America. It's perfect protein, meaning it has all 8 essential amino acids in it. It's just a beautiful, beautiful grain. I love red quinoa. So we're gonna take and dump this on there.
Now, hold on, so that-
Can you buy that in like most grocery
They
stores?
sell it in all the grocery store nowadays. It's
How do you
just
say
a
that? Quinoa.
quinoa, Quinoa, quinoa.
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 Quinoa?
Quinoa. No, it's quinoa, but it looks like quinoa. If you don't know what you're looking for.
No, I have to do something. I love the core. Now, I know this is not right and kosher bread, but this is what I
As
do.
long as you don't double dip, I'm okay.
I never double dip.
Now look at this salad all tossed together. That is so beautiful. All those vegetables, the red quinoa in there, the sprouts.
Look at that.
It's
This
beautiful.
is what I always do with the core though. I always dip it in like that. But I never double dip.
Was that something you did when you were a little kid?
Always.
Is that so
That
funny?
was my little treat. My mother always gave me the core
Save you the heart.
of this so I could dip it in.
Yes, the heart. Jay always
And
likes
you
the
know what?
heart.
I'm probably pretty sure that your mother made homemade blue cheese dressing. Or did she buy it? Was well, blue cheese wasn't something you could really.
Roquefort.
Yeah, Roquefort was, yeah, she could buy that or did she make it?
I remember her buying it. I don't know.
Okay. Well, here we go. Here is our beautiful.
Wow.
Look
It
at
is
that.
so pretty. It's just a beautiful, nutritious
Look at that.
salad.
Man, it's amazing.
And this salad right here, this would feed
Can I try that?
your family. You know what we did add to it? Let's just add a little bit of these, some of this cauliflower.
Another Chef Jay coming.
What? Yeah, okay, now all together.
I want you to impersonate the Swedish chef.
The little drummer chef.
Wow, look at that.
That's nice.
Look, it's like a taste. Look at that.
Who wants a bite?
Look, come a little closer so you can see it. Watch this.
It is beautiful.
Look how beautiful that is.
That's so pretty. Other Osmonds.
Isn't that amazing?
That is, and whatever you called that stuff, the darker, it gave that little bit of.
Quinoa.
darker.
Yeah, the
Quinoa.
quinoa just made it,
Quinoa.
made it look, okay, let's have our tester
Look at
here.
that. Give it a taste tester.
Oh,
All right,
oh, look at me, I get to taste it.
And just really, we want to know what you think.
Do I feel?
Now, John, be honest.
Okay. Okay,
You
here we
know,
go,
actually,
honesty.
we probably should have tasted it before we.
For it.
He's thinking about it.
It's good, but I don't taste the blue cheese that much.
It might have needed more blue cheese. That's a big
Yeah, I think it
salad.
does.
Well, let me,
What are the flavors of all the vegetables? and-
Those are good, and like I say, they're all the right size. Am I wrong?
I'd like to not chase the blue cheese.
See, wait,
I'd like
now
to,
I'm glad you brought that up.
see, but it
because there's
shouldn't
some people out-
overpower, you know, if you're making something
See,
good.
It is.
I
One
love it.
thing
I
shouldn't
think,
overpower the.
Well,
I don't think it's overpowering. There's a nice dressing on there.
Yes,
Now, see.
I expected with blue cheese for it to be real lot
It's
stronger.
not
But
strong.
you're a blue cheese lover like me.
I do,
love
yeah,
it.
I love
But
it.
Well, you know what? I love how, let me get a clean fork. We don't double dip.
No double dipping.
No, I think it's perfect.
Okay.
You know, there's only one thing I think it would be nice on there.
That apple's good in there, by the
So-
way.
A little sweet.
Just
A
don't
little
touch
bit
it.
of apple.
Okay, now I'm a blue cheese lover, so.
Let's sip this. A little bit of fresh
Yes.
ground pepper. This fresh ground pepper, like these pepper mills were really popular in the age of your mother. Did she have a pepper mill?
Mhm.
Yep. You don't see these
Oh.
much anymore.
That's amazing.
Okay. Oh, no, that's amazing.
Mhm.
That does help.
Weren't you saying, Brad, that when you're making a recipe, the perfect
Oh.
is to not have one thing overpower
It
the
shouldn't,
other?
yeah, one thing shouldn't just totally.
It is balanced, you're
That's
right.
It's
really-
balanced.
Is this like you remember?
And it's a light taste. You know,
It's light, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I like. It's really light and nice, and I do love blue cheese though. I see, you know, if I want blue cheese, I want it towards just dripping in.
That's what I'm used to, you know, when you dump it on your own
This
salad.
is healthier.
Okay, now.
But this is, I'm sorry, Jim.
Oh, no, go ahead.
This is a lighter salad, and
Wow,
if you want it to be more healthier and more lightweight, this would be a good way to do it.
If you're, see, I'm like you, see, I expect a lot of cheesy taste. This takes it down a notch. Brings out more of the vegetables. I love this.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say, and the vegetables, the way they're chopped like that, they're all the same size.
Yeah.
And it adds to the texture of the salad.
Does it dance in your mouth, John?
See, you know, normally when you eat a salad,
It makes
you
them
don't
melt
really
really.
taste the vegetables.
Well, these
And
things
you know
are
what?
of course.
You do, you taste those carrots.
Well, yeah, and the.
you get a little bit of everything in here.
What would you think of raisins? Or crazy?
Golden raisins would be
Raisins.
fantastic in here, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And maybe nuts.
Mm.
No? Is
No,
that-
no, I don't think that's good. I mean,
Croutons.
croutons.
We were back in the age, we always had croutons on our routine salad. Yeah.
Oh, this is fantastic. I've never had a salad where I could just taste all the vegetables. It's always just blue cheese.
Mhm. You're
Thank you, Mother
With
Osmond.
the texture of lettuce.
This is really amazing.
Yeah, it is good.
That's a great salad. We
Mhm.
appreciate Mother Osmond's efforts and.
All right. That is not my favorite. That is honestly, that is not my favorite salad. It was my
You know
favorite
how to
salad,
make
but,
it now.
but then, but
Are you gonna make that for me? Are you gonna do it?
now that I know how. Wow, Brad, that was amazing.
Here, this is what John was.
Oh, that was, this is what John wants. Look at
There
that.
you go.
Now see.
Now he's gonna go, oh my goodness.
Now I like the old way.
If you're gonna see something, this.
See, John likes the method of not 80-20. He wants 70% salad, 30% blue cheese.
Yeah,
I think that's what you are. There's some people like that, but I've now become 80-20.
but it all depends on what you want in the salad and how you, like you said, this is even, you can taste everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've never had that before.
no.
Have you ever? felt
Don't
that?
you all love watching us just enjoy this food? We're enjoying it so much, we're forgetting you're even there. Our chicken should be close to being done.
Oh, I forgot about the chicken.
We're gonna open that right up in a moment, but before we do that, Jay has to learn how to make a radish because we're supposed to put a radish on the salad for.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm gonna teach Jay now
Sorry, I'm enjoying the salad too much.
how to make, no, you're doing great. The
This
salad
is
is good.
seriously good.
Okay, let's grab our stuff here.
This is better than any restaurant.
Okay, for all the salad
It really
lovers
is.
out there, you have got to try this formula.
Well, I want everyone to hear what Karen just said. This salad right here is better than most salad to find in restaurants.
Oh.
Ever.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yes, it is. So I might have come off negative at first, but I did kind of experience what it is. And it's more homemade and a lot better than what you'd find in a restaurant.
See, it actually grew on you that
It
fast.
grew on me.
Because you and I are so used to big cheese with texture of lettuce, right?
Well, I'm also used to big clumps of like
I gotta
corn,
keep things flowing
Or
here.
you're not
because I'm
farming
just
that.
gonna open my world.
like carrots.
Uh-huh.
And I'm used to big chunks of it.
Yeah.
So in order to take those down, you gotta have a lot of dressing. with
Well,
it.
I am a new fan of that.
Okay, let's
Whatever
see
that
these
is.
mice.
Okay, now we're gonna create a little radish mouth for a garnish on the, and you know, this, honestly, when your grandbabies come over, whatever, if you have one of these on their plate, they're just gonna think you're the best grandma ever.
It's like little
It's,
boys.
yeah, it's so cute. So you take your radish, obviously the root is the tail, so you have to buy radishes that have, or when you grow them in the garden, they have a nice tail. And then you cut it off at the stem right there. Okay,
They're
it's
very,
cut off.
very tough.
Oh, no, you're not supposed to cut. I didn't say cut it off.
I thought you said cut
Oh my goodness,
Well, what
no,
do you
I said, no, from the plant. Oh, we're not cutting yet. Okay, here's one right here. I have one
Oh,
right
yeah,
here.
we're doing here.
Okay, do not move until I tell you. Okay, so then, hold it in your hand like this,
Got it. Okay.
with the
Like
tail going
facing up.
back, away from you, okay?
Got it.
And then, right here is the nose. And okay, so you're gonna look at the nose, and on the side of the nose, you're just gonna take a thin slice off.
Thin slice off right there. Little tiny,
There,
like
you
that,
did it,
like
you did
that.
Yeah, okay. And then you're gonna do it exactly on the other side.
Okay, now on the other side.
Same thing, just take a thin slice off. Okay? Okay, now turn around so you're facing it again.
Okay, now, right here.
Okay, now go behind that and you're gonna slice behind what you just sliced, slice deep. Not all the way, no, wait, thin,
Right there.
thin, yeah, you wanna go thinner
Thinner.
But not all
and
the way
just go,
through.
not all the way
Stop.
through.
There.
Go a little bit more,
A little bit more. Okay, like that.
a little bit thinner. Yeah, there you go, perfect.
Okay.
A little bit thinner next time.
Oh, a little thinner than.
And then go on the next side and do the same thing.
Uh-huh.
See how they're kind of little
Aw.
little ears sticking out right there.
Ears.
Okay, there you go.
You see
Okay,
the ears?
and the tail, okay.
You see the ears now? Okay.
Okay, now just turn it upside down.
Turn it upside down. Like there. Oh,
No,
no.
let me see, where's your,
Oh,
You
like
want the
that,
bottom,
like
yeah.
the bottom.
and just take a little piece off the bottom, because that allows it to sit.
Now I'm gonna get a
Just a-
stand
Yeah,
for
there
it.
you go, okay, there you go. Did you do that on the side?
No, I
No,
did
you
on the
Okay,
bottom.
good, okay. And depending, okay, so now, look how cute his little mouse is. So you can see the cute little ears and the little tail sticking up, and it will sit on the counter.
And then he's got his nose. See that little
Okay.
front piece?
It has
His
its nose. So now we're just gonna take these cloves, whole cloves.
Excuse
you're
me,
just gonna-
I've got to finish
No,
my
no,
salad.
finish what you're doing.
I just love my salad too much now.
Okay, pick up your mouse,
Okay.
pick your mouse up and take a clove
Okay, no close.
and go right between the eyes and above the nose and just poke one clove in.
One there.
Yep, and then one on the other side.
These are cloves.
These are
Like
little
they come,
cloves.
they come like that?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Guarantee your mother had them in her.
Oh,
Cover.
push it all the way in.
Push them all the way in unless you want a bug-eyed mouse. Okay. And there's your little mouse. Look how cute those are. They turned out
Look,
so
look
cute.
at all the hearts going on.
Put it in your flat on your hand so they can see it.
Oh,
flat on
I
your
see.
hand.
Yeah.
Use your fingers. There you go. There's our little mice. Now, wouldn't the grandkids love that on a little
They
salad?
would,
So when you do
absolutely.
your salad, you could actually just, his is already eaten.
No,
So we could have just set that on the side for a little garnish, and a mouse joined lunch. So there you go. There you go.
That
So
is
now-
so good.
Yeah, that's fun. It's fun to just learn little things like that that make cooking fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think our pressure cooker is, the food is done.
Now can I eat my
Okay,
mouth?
so now we're gonna take this.
Can I eat my mouth?
Well, there's a decoration. But you're welcome.
Radishes? If you
I
like
love
radishes.
radish.
Well, eat
Yeah, you're welcome.
You can eat the one you cut.
Well, the clothes might be a little chewy and crunchy.
them. You know the one that you cut first, when you eat that one that doesn't have.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
Unless you like
You can eat
cloves.
that one. Or the one he ruined, you're right. It's the upside down now, so he did it. Yeah, it's cute. Okay,
Love radish.
okay, so we're gonna just naturally, so we're just let the pressure go down naturally, but we're running out of time. We need to open it up, so we're just gonna open this up and let the pressure out. Which wasn't much, and we open it up. Let me just stir it really quick before we feed. Stir it up. Okay, there we go.
Wow.
Now we stir it up.
Is that a good angle?
Boy, that
Oh
smells
my
good, Brad.
goodness, look at
Yeah,
that.
that's really good.
Wow, look at that. You guys can see how that's just all coated. There's a little bit on the top.
You're amazing. I mean, I know people always say you're amazing, but you know what? He really is amazing.
So now we're just gonna take his mother's recipe called for a cup of sour cream. And this goes right in with that thing.
When you say cup, you mean the whole.
No, just a cup. So I'm just gonna do a cup. Like a Chef Brad measured cup.
Okay.
Stir the sour cream in there. Can you smell? Did that smell? That was really lovely. And you know, I probably, when I do the recipe again, this is the first time I've done this recipe in the pressure cooker. And when I send you the recipe, I probably would have put in a little bit more water in there. But other than that, it's just
Really, more than that.
It's- Do you remember this dish when your mother made it?
Oh, I remember this creamy chicken.
Yeah, this is nice and creamy. Yeah,
Wow, I love it.
here you go. We'll just take a piece of the chicken here.
Wow. Look at that. Is that great?
And then we'll just.
The smell is unbelievable. I mean, oh, wow. It's amazing.
So how often did you eat this recipe growing up?
Well, I remember it many times, but
Look at how tender that chicken is. It just falls apart tender.
oh gosh,
Wow, that's beautiful.
that is beautiful.
So where's our tester? I think you should. I think you should test this one first.
Yeah, let me-
I'm over here enjoying the salad.
I know you're finishing up the salad, but you didn't like it first, but then you fell in love with it like I did.
Well, I liked it.
John's going, hello, I'm the tester.
Here,
Come on, give me
here.
a bite.
Yeah,
Wow, wow.
it looks really tender. Wow, now that is good.
Okay, amazing, isn't it?
That is truly.
Is that amazing?
That like melts in your mouth.
Well, and then the sauce too, that's like, you know, I remember this kind. Oh, yes, this is fantastic.
Ooh, and it's got a good color. I
Are you
like the
having
color
a
of
food,
it.
a food
the
memory,
sauce.
Jay?
Yeah, all of a sudden a food memory. Well, do you know, Brad, am I right? I know you've seen all kinds of statistics, but you know how music will trigger memories?
Food does the same
Food
thing.
does the same thing, am I right? Wow.
I gotta wash my hands.
Instant, like, I instantly went back in time. That's the weirdest thing, I went back in time in my mind.
And you know, did it? So for me, there's certain recipes that I cook,
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how.
and immediately I visualize the person that taught me the recipe. And so, did it bring back your mother?
He needs
Yeah,
a
it's
fork
just
and a
like-
knife.
You need knife.
Unless you want
And
to
a new
use his
fork.
fingers.
Well, let's see.
I am trying not to like,
Be a caveman over there.
eat like a king over
Hey,
here.
every man is just a certain percentage caveman when it
I
comes to
think
good
so,
food.
Not usually when they're being watched.
No.
It's like,
John was back eating that salad over there.
And the sauce is just beautiful with this. I love the sauce.
yes, I like that sauce.
The only thing I would do different to it is
Oh,
add a little more salt.
I will.
So, this has been fantastic.
Oh,
Cooking these wonderful Osmond family recipes. And I just love the fact that it's helped Jay think about his family and his mom and think about just the things we've talked about just in this hour, about the memories of your family and what that brings up. That's the power behind food. And I'm so glad when we decided to do this class that we did choose some of Mother Osmond's recipes.
oh.
That just means so much to you and your family. And now to you guys, you'll have memories when you cook these that you'll have with your family too. So remember, they're gonna send you a link next week to the blog that will have all the recipes listed for you. And you'll be able to go on there, print the recipes out and do them at home, and just share with them recipe or memories you have about your family, things you do with your family. And we are gonna be cooking again together.
Oh, yes, we will. And not just homemade ice cream, but other many wonderful dishes. And remember, chefbrad.com. Yeah, it's just amazing. It's becoming my new hobby.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
And you know, this is the interesting thing. I met Jay a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I've known Karen for a long time
Yeah.
because she's come to my classes in Mesa. But I met Jay a few weeks ago, and we've eaten together. Now we've cooked together, and you know, we're really our best friends now.
Yeah, it's
And that's what we did. It just
well,
makes
cooking does. I mean, what that experiment a few weeks ago with all those
with
people
all
that I
the people
didn't know.
that you didn't know. Yeah.
Brad, one thing about Brad, he's so warm and friendly.
I know.
Do you know how many
everybody loves
times he
Brad.
says, "Oh, that's my best friend. That's my best friend."
You
have
have so many best friends.
Can you have too many?
No.
You can't. That's one of my philosophies of life is the human heart. We have the capacity to love as many as deeply as we want. So you don't put limits on it. You just make best friends wherever you go.
Exactly.
And don't forget this, what Brad taught Karina and myself a few weeks ago. When you invite people over for dinner or lunch or breakfast, make them cook with you.
Let them.
Or excuse me, not make them.
Don't make them.
No, wait.
Let them cook with you. And so you
Invite
can
them to cook with
excuse
you.
me,
That's a good
invite them.
Invite, yeah.
That's a better word. It will change the whole mood. It's wonderful. Thank you again. Thanks.
Yeah, thank
Brad.
you, everyone. It's great to see you, and we're so excited to read all your responses. We can't read them while we're doing this, but
No.
it's been wonderful. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
All righty. Bye-bye.